My experiences during that early and critical period of the war are clearly the most memorable of my 42 years of service to the intelligence arms of the Navy and the federal government. Although my personal contact with Commander Rochefort was limited at the time, I had an opportunity to observe him on a daily basis. Plus, I was able to learn more about him from his friend and former Fleet Intelligence Officer Edwin Layton. I still regard Rochefort, Layton, and Jasper Holmes, one of Rochefort's top analysts at the CIU, as my primary mentors and the ones who most influenced my decision for a career in naval intelligence. As you will hear toward the end of this book, a great American president cited Rochefort for inclusion among a few who individually made a difference in the outcome of a history-changing battle. That puts him in lofty company, with men like Themistocles at Salamis, Admiral de Grasse in the Chesapeake Bay, and Colonel Joshua Chamberlain at Little Round Top. But Rochefort stands out even among that noble company, for he achieved his triumph without ever firing a shot, or even coming within sight of the enemy. With the long-suppressed facts of his life masterfully revealed on these pages by Elliot Carlson, the full and factual story of Joseph Rochefort can now be known. Rear Admiral Donald Mack Showers, U.S. Navy, retired. Introduction. The Riddle of Joe Rochefort. Rochefort is caustic, witty, unorthodox, tactless, intolerant, blunt but quick, intimate, and brilliant. Walter Lord. In spring 1942, Commander Joe Rochefort, America's lead cryptanalyst at Pearl Harbor, appeared to be one of the rising stars in the U.S. Navy. Just about everybody who knew this bright, sharp-edged, competent officer believed he was headed for the highest rungs on the Navy ladder, almost certainly flag rank. It was just a matter of time. Rochefort himself had every reason to feel confident about the direction of his Navy career. He had just earned the gratitude of Admiral Chester W. Nimitz, Commander-in-Chief, U.S. Pacific Fleet, for his role in the Battle of Midway, which lasted June 4th through 7th. Rochefort headed the unusual group of codebreakers that had cracked the Imperial Japanese Navy's operational code just prior to the battle. That coup fixed the two small islands of the Midway Atoll as the probable target of Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto's impending campaign in the Central Pacific. Not all Navy leaders accepted Rochefort's forecast. Many in Washington, along with some of the U.S. Army's top brass, flatly rejected it, doubting Yamamoto would amass so large a force to seize a mere atoll of dubious strategic value. But Nimitz went along with Rochefort. He put his carriers in a place where they could surprise the sizable Japanese armada bearing down on Midway. They did so and achieved a stunning naval victory, an outcome that, some writers maintained, turned the tide of war against Japan in the Pacific. Nimitz credited Rochefort in part for that success, and recommended him for a Distinguished Service Medal, DSM. But in the summer and fall of 1942, something happened to Rochefort's career. Late in June, for reasons that didn't seem clear, Admiral Ernest J. King, Commander-in-Chief, U.S. Fleet, denied Rochefort the DSM. 4 months later, in October, King approved a plan shaped by Rochefort's Washington bosses, Rear Admiral Joseph Redmond and his brother, Captain John Redmond, to oust Rochefort from his job running the Navy's code-breaking unit at Pearl. Suddenly, Rochefort was gone. Many people wondered what had happened to him. Members of his decrypt team were especially puzzled. They couldn't square the news of his expulsion with the Joe Rochefort they had served for 17 months in a dank basement at Pearl, the top-secret hideaway where they carried out their code-breaking effort. In that stuffy and frequently chilly haunt, they had come to know Rochefort as an exceptional individual, a tall, slender, taciturn officer who spoke quietly but knowingly.